If you see a game that is something that we want to double our bet or triple our bet on, we're going to call it a schmaga.
Do NBA officials gamble? Are there any of them that gamble? Forget the NBA, just gamble. What would you say the percentage is?
100%. So there's always information out there that gambler wants to extract from that official. Illegal gambling will cost you your freedom.
There are a lot of conspiracy theories around NBA. Some larger and smaller scandals pop up every now and then. Most often, we hear about some players who misbehaved and committed smaller or larger breaches of law. But some theories are brewing and boiling since ages, erupting regularly and reminding us that some people believe that not everything is alright with the league and there are some dark secrets and hidden from public informations and aspects of our beloved game. NBA, in perception of majority of people, takes care about its public appearance and how it is recognized worldwide. We have a lot of charity actions, players helping their local communities, building schools, hospitals, helping victims of natural disasters, and that is great. Nobody can argue with that. With big money come big responsibilities. And also proper public relation moves appeal to sponsors, helping the league to grow and reach new audiences. This idealistic image, though, rarely is rocked with some serious accusations. Especially one type of accusation seems to be most damaging. Probably nothing ever shook NBA more than gambling-related scandals. In this video, we will try to focus on this issue and how it affects NBA viewers across the globe. And what is most important, what are current league plans related to gambling? Back in 2007, a seemingly impossible news hit the public in USA and other countries where NBA is followed. New York Post reported that FBI was investigating some reports that NBA referee placed undisclosed amount of bets on NBA games. This story spread out everywhere shortly, and turned out that Tim Donaghy was the ref under the investigation. According to reports, Donaghy started placing wagers on games back in 2005.
Commissioner David Stern calls it the worst situation in the 40 years he's worked with the NBA, but he says he thinks the betting scandal that has rocked pro basketball begins and ends with one referee.
I think I'm going to come back to the fact that I'm going to wait for this investigation to run its course.
David Stern, now legendary NBA commissioner, held press conference where he ensured that league is taking steps so it can be never repeated again, and he claimed Donaghy is just an isolated case. In the end, Donaghy pleaded guilty. He was sentenced to 15 months in prison and said that he put shame on himself, the league and his family. Donaghy was shown as most important person in the scheme. Some people claim that he was the perfect scapegoat. NBA as a league made some minor adjustments, like for example publishing earlier news who will be the referee for given game, to downplay the value and role of this information in betting and prevent speculations. NBA also promised to start analyzing certain patterns and links between refs, cross-checking it with statistical data. And in theory, back then that would be it, and case closed. Or at least that's what NBA would hope. A lot of fans nowadays cannot understand how is that possible that Scott Foster, referee who during alleged scheme received 134 phone calls from Donaghy, is still being arrested, even to this day, in 2024. It does not sit right with multiple players and surely fans too. Imagine that for example one of the most important games in your life is to be called by Scott Foster, after all those allegations. Most prominent player, very vocal about Foster, is obviously Chris Paul. And also there is some interesting data to back up the beef. Please have a look at this tweet coming from Tom Haberstroh. Those are only some of the allegations. No one was caught with the smoking gun. but it certainly does add fuel to the fire, knowing Scott Foster's relations with Donaghy in the past. Should the league play it differently with Scott to avoid the bad smell in the future, which surely was to be present after the scandal with Donaghy? I will leave it up for your judgment. Let's move to other interesting case, which I believe though kinda flew under the radar. Have you heard about Maverick Carter? He is the business partner and manager of Lebron James, and they are together involved in various businesses. They co-own a media company and are minority owners in Red Sox and Liverpool, soccer club from UK. Why do I mention him here? Maverick knows LBJ since more than 20 years now, and as mentioned, they handle some businesses together. According to Washington Post, Carter admitted to be betting through illegal bookie on NBA and football games, though Carter admitted he does not remember placing any bets on the Lakers, and he never was accused of any wrongdoing. It is worth to mention. NBA bans players, teams and league officials from gambling on NBA games. They ban agents, but they do not ban business managers. Still, having in mind some dodgy situations in the league, it kinda leaves bad taste. Presently, the news is still hot and fresh. NBA will be providing via League Pass option to do some live betting during the games. It is certainly kinda cool for many NBA fans, providing some extra excitement, and there is absolutely nothing wrong with placing wagers as long as it is not done with anyone from NBA circles. Gambling provides a hefty amount of sponsorship money, so the league will be benefiting of it too. But yeah, having this in mind, NBA will have to do absolutely all in their powers to ensure there will be no betting related scandals in the NBA. This comes to no surprise then why Rudy Gobert was very recently fined so heavily, $100,000, after he appeared to make a money gesture towards official during the Timberwolves' loss against Cavaliers.
Unbelievable that Scott Foster made that call from where that far out of the floor. They're going to call a technical foul.
And yes, you guessed it. This referee was no one else than Scott Foster. Betting is very obviously a source of concern for many players. Was the Gobert fine justified? Well, I will leave it to you to judge. NBA cannot allow for sure any game-fixing allegations to show up again, especially now, when they are implementing betting platform to the League Pass app. We can be sure that any player now will be very heavily punished for making any allegations. We also need to keep in mind that recently the Mavericks been sold to casino mogul's family. It is obviously nothing wrong in it, business is business, but still NBA must be super careful and ensure they make their absolutely best to avoid any scandals, as this would again only add fuel to the fire. So the gambling is now like very officially back to NBA. The league has to do everything they can to ensure no scandals happen. Their due diligence must be spot on. Maybe some extra measures to even further control the referees need to be implemented. Maybe. Also keep in mind that NBA is currently negotiating new TV rights deal and huge money are at stake. So NBA, Commissioner, please do it for us, fans, and do everything in your power to ensure there will be no scandals in the future. As obviously, this new betting option can be very interesting for many. But in the end, we all want to be sure that the game we all love so much is pure and the best team wins. As always guys, please hit like and subscribe. Also let me know in comments how you see the current situation. I do read all the comments and it gives me a lot of joy to see the publicity is showing more and more often under my videos. See you next time.